Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. I want to thank you for checking out my video. This is a sort of view of the other side of the equation. Normally I'm on that side of the piano, but in this video I'm talking about this ginormous, massive, and very weighty microphone stand. This is about home recording, not singing, but it's related to singing, if you get that. Thank you for checking out my video. Thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. If you haven't yet, I hope that you will consider doing so now and subsequently choose to subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified when my new videos come out, which is just about every week. By way of getting started, I bought this with my very own money. I have no sponsorships. I have none of that sort of stuff. So I purchased this some years ago when I was recording the videos for myself live at the Berkeley Piano Club, and I wanted to have a room mic that was really high up, and I wanted to use a rather large microphone up there, and the only mic stand that I could think of would be something like this, and so I got this and hoisted it up there. Didn't end up really working out the way I wanted to, but I was glad that I had it anyway. So a couple things about these stands. They are, I'm not a particularly weak person, but this thing weighs quite a lot. The good things about it, the casters work very, very well. So if you have a hard surface, it rolls very easily. When you set this up properly and you properly cinch it down, the microphones tend not to move. This includes when you're using things like pop filters, or if you're working in a room that has a lot of ambiance to it, a reflection filter. You can strap all of that stuff onto this thing and it will basically stay where you put it. And that includes even using really, really large, weighty, large diaphragm condenser microphones like a HUUUUUGGGE or an NT1A, or microphones of similar weight and bulk. Those kind of mics, oftentimes, even if you've got it on a high quality mic stand that's a lot lighter, if it doesn't sag on you, it can be kind of tipsy. And this microphone stand has never been in any way tipsy at all. And it's very, very solid, which is great. Additionally, you can take the casters, the rolling wheels, off of this, and it will sit quite nicely on the floor. And it feels to me, when I've done that, that it's even a little bit more stable. I don't think it's tipsy with the casters, but it feels even more rock solid without them. It does have wheel locks on it, so when you engage those, it will, again, even with only two engaged, it tends not to move very much. If I get the third down, it doesn't really move very far at all. Some of the downsides of this stand. It is very, very heavy. Moving it around, if you're on a remote gig and you have to take it someplace, it's a bit of a travail to get it out there. They are expensive. I think when I bought this, I got it like on sale plus some kind of discount, and it was still nearly $200 when I bought it. So they are not cheap. I have heard online that some of these gaskets and the mechanisms that lock it down tend to wear out somewhat quickly. I've had this for several years and I have not experienced that. But it is something to be conscious of if you're choosing to make a purchase like this. And at least just be very, very careful about that. But like I said, I haven't myself personally experienced that. I suppose the big question is, and really in terms of negatives, that's about it. If you forget to lock the wheels and you're on a hard surface, it can roll very easily. So if you place it someplace and you know you want it to stay there, lock the wheels. Otherwise, even a little nudge on it may send it rolling, which obviously you don't want. One of the big things about it that I must admit I have overlooked at times in my own work and in the things that I do here in the studio, such as making videos for YouTube, is the transmission of frequencies through the floor. Because of the mass, the weight of this plate and the separation with the wheels and everything, it tends not to bring any outside sound sources, any rumble, vibrations, or things like that that might resonate through the floor up through it and into the microphone. And if you're recording vocals or something that's very, very critical, and you really, really are needing a lot of gain on the mic, that transmission of frequencies through the ground can be really noticeable on these extremely sensitive condenser microphones. And that is something that I didn't really think about when I got this, and yet has been shown over time when I've gone back and forth between honestly not wanting to set it up or being too lazy to set it up, using a smaller mic stand, and then hearing that transmission come through the mic stand and into the microphone. That doesn't happen with this because of the mass of the sections of it. Even the center post on it is quite weighty in and of itself. It's a very heavy, heavy piece of equipment. And so you're going to have to decide specifically for your circumstances, if you have really heavy microphones, if you are in an environment where you need a reflection filter, if cars drive by from time to time, or there are other sound sources in your building or nearby that can somehow bleed through the floor onto your microphone, something like this may be a very good purchase. Are any of those things that cannot be avoided in other ways? Probably not. Some sandbags could do the same trick in terms of keeping a regular mic stand from being too tipsy. A rubber matting, or even more sandbags underneath it, if you can balance it out right, could also dampen any transmission through the floor and cut down that kind of sound transmission. But in terms of overall space that it takes up, this to me was a good decision at the time, and a decision that I'm still quite happy with, particularly as I do often use a reflection filter and I'm often using large diaphragm condenser microphones. If you have questions about this mic stand or other mic stands, or you have a specific question about your studio, please drop it in the comment section or find me on Twitter. My name is Jeff. I hope this helps. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy recording in your studio, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.